Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Ripple is demanding that a former SEC employee testify under oath in court. And so, understandably, the XRP community has been speculating wildly about who that might be. And you know who everyone's landing on, right? Jay Clayton, former chair of the SEC. And I did mention this briefly in one of my videos, but that video was really dedicated to a different topic, so I haven't really gotten to delve into this. So I'm going to, in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, we're going to do that right now. And also there's this story from You Today. No Cardano and XRP? El Salvador won't adopt any altcoin as legal tender. What? Well, that sounds crazy. Or does it, though? Because frankly, El Salvador, and I'll get into it in a minute, but you may be aware at this point, they've adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. But there's a little bit of trouble in paradise, as I shall explain. But I want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who likes to make YouTube videos as a fun hobby. It's fun to talk about this stuff because, to be honest, I don't have any family or friends that are sufficiently interested to talk about this every single day at length. Like a lot of my friends own crypto and family. They do. Many of them own XRP, in fact. But they're just not into it. It's just something that they think about from time to time when it hits the news, and then it's on their radar again. Like, oh, my crypto went up. It's just that type of thing. But anyway, so this piece is from Zy Crypto. It's titled, SEC Drama as Ripple Flips the Torch on Ex-SEC Member. By tomorrow, which is actually today because this was written late yesterday, the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission will move to overturn Ripple's request to get sworn testimony from an unnamed SEC member. The move comes as a reaction to Ripple's counteractions after the court, last month, prevented SEC from digging deep into possible evidence that Ripple had sufficient knowledge of its classification as an asset before making millions of unreported XRP sales. So Ripple is expected to respond 7 days after the SEC files its counter to Ripple's deposition and expect a counter-argument from SEC 8 days after. And so with the array of legal back and forth, there is no doubt on the possibility of a drag on into 2020. I will not be surprised to see this drag out. There's a chance you could see settlement sooner, but I'm not necessarily confident that's going to happen. I still personally don't think it's going to impact XRP performing outrageously well for the bull market, which is not financial advice. I'm just sharing with you my everyday Joe Schmo opinion here. But yeah, definitely lots of legal filings back and forth, and it is very difficult to keep track of. Even for someone like me that tries to really get into the weeds and follow all of the latest news, everything having to do with Ripple and XRP, it is a lot to keep track of here. But anyway, the new development shows how the tables are turned and tension hangs in the air, with many within the crypto community suspecting former SEC chief Jay Clayton as the key figure to be interviewed. Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know if that's who they're asking for. There's no way I can know, but my gosh, I would love for that to be the case, and I would love for it to happen, especially since, and I covered this in another video, Jay Clayton seems to have come around to the idea that there's not sufficient regulatory clarity. And yet, he still initiated this lawsuit on his last day in his position at the SEC. He still did that. But anyway, any other party would mean some insider with so much valuable information that poses a threat to the SEC, and that's what Scamper to Scuttle deposition plans may be all about. Clayton, who initiated the current lawsuit during his time as SEC chairman, recently made a turncoat claim in an op-ed that, quote, the crypto space does not need any more regulation than it already has, and that newer policies and frameworks can be built around sufficiently existing financial laws. And so that article, I know the one they're referencing, that's what I was talking about just a second ago. It's like we don't need new rules or laws, whatever word he used. And then they went on to explain how there's not sufficient clarity. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You want it to sound one way, but still you're acknowledging the tremendous shortcomings of the SEC and really the way in general that cryptocurrencies are regulated in the United States. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to go through that whole thing again in this video, but I remember reading that and just being like, I mean, it's frustrating, but it's also kind of good that he said what he says because it makes him look like an even bigger asshat, and I don't mind that. But anyway, so far, Ripple in the case, which was earlier joined by thousands of XRP investors who judged SEC's actions as damning and inconsiderate, has held the upper hand in several milestone judgments already delivered, prompting many to clamor for a settlement route for the SEC to save face. And so we'll see if it's him. I wouldn't mind, frankly, if it's him or William Hinman, because that guy, my gosh, he's the one that was at, what was the law firm? I believe it was called Simpson Thacher. I apologize if I'm mistaken. I think that's the law firm he was at. And he got paid millions of dollars while he was at the SEC from his previous employer. While he was at the SEC, he provided protection for Ethereum. And his previous law firm had interest, and still does, in Ethereum. And then he stopped working at the SEC after providing protection, and then went back to his old law firm. What in the ever-loving hell is that? It's disgusting. And so it just looks bad. Like, I don't have any actual evidence that he did something that would be illegal, but my gosh, where there's smoke, there's fire, typically, is there not? And so what's this about? No Cardano and XRP, El Salvador won't adopt altcoin as legal tender. Well, first, let's talk a little bit about some of the trouble in paradise here with El Salvador and their little Bitcoin courtship here. From Crypto Newsflash, here's the headline. El Salvador's Bitcoin move is unconstitutional, new lawsuit says, amid claims the president is getting cold feet. And so we'll see if this is true or not. Is the president regretting the making Bitcoin legal tender? And if so, there's actually a theory, I'll cover it here in a sec, but they think that just to save face, God, it'd be so interesting if this is true, to save face, because he doesn't want to go through with this any further, he's trying to sabotage it, but he's actually the one sabotaging everything, but he doesn't want to be known as the saboteur, so he had somebody else just come out. You'll see. Anyway, let's jump into it. Ever since President, and I'm going to butcher the name here, sorry, but I don't know how to say it, Nayib Bukele, I don't know. I'm going to call him John for the duration of this video. I don't know how to say his name. Sorry, I'm just not good with names that are foreign to me. So he's John for the rest of this video. Ever since President John announced that El Salvador would make Bitcoin legal tender, the country has been consistently making headlines. The latest incident is, however, for a significantly different reason. This time, local residents have filed a lawsuit claiming that the move is unconstitutional. And according to some in the country, President John may be behind the move and could be looking to sabotage the very move that has endeared him to the crypto community. President John announced that El Salvador would make Bitcoin legal tender at the Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami. In no time, a bill towards the same was in Congress and was passed swiftly, expectedly so, as John's party controls the legislature. Since then, economists and even global regulators have warned the move could collapse the Salvadorian economy. Some have even called the president stupid for the move. Hey, that's name calling. Now the outcry is from President John's backyard. As per a report by the local newspaper El Mundo, a group of local residents has filed a petition that claims the president disregarded constitutional provisions. The residents have received the support of Jamie Guevara, a deputy from the Farabundo Marti Nacional Liberation Front. I don't know if I said that right. You freaking tell me, you guys. Drop in the comment section below. How'd I do? Anyway, a political party that garnered 7% of the votes in the last election. Now, one of the citizens who filed the motion said the following. This is a quote. I bring a lawsuit of unconstitutionality against the decree issued by the Bitcoin law for being a decree lacking legality, lacking foundation, without considering the significance and harmful effects that such a law will cause to this country. And then the piece continues. Artero believes that the law is designed to loot the people of El Salvador. Now, being tax exempt, Artero claims it's designed to force the people of El Salvador to trade Bitcoin. And by the way, you might be wondering, like, how the hell is that even possible with how clunky and slow and expensive Bitcoin is? How? Well, the answer is layer 2 technology that is centralized. And so they might be moving on a layer 2 technology a representation of Bitcoin that is not Bitcoin. And then all of the actual Bitcoin potentially could be held by the government. Those are actual fears that some citizens have could actually occur. So I don't know if there's anything to that. I'm not going to pretend to know one way or the other. I'm just sharing with you, these are concerns that have been publicly stated. But anyway, the motion has been filed with the Constitutional Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice, and Guevara believes that it's time for the magistrates in the chamber who took office in May to be tested. However, neither the politician nor the other citizen supporting the motion revealed which specific aspects of the Bitcoin law are unconstitutional. And then there's this little subheading here for the next part. President John secretly sponsored the move, one local claims. Oh, what? That sounds scandalous. Tell me more about it. Let's gossip. And perhaps the most interesting twist, one local lawyer believes that the motion is the work of President John. Enrique Anaya alleges that the presidential house is behind the move as a way to back out of the move. According to him, President John has no idea how to implement the Bitcoin law and is looking to have the court force him not to. Now, that would be something. I guess either way, it probably wouldn't look too hot for President John. But anyway, Guevara, the opposition deputy, has denied representing the interests of the president. And here's a quote. "It is a law that affects the population. At no time, categorically, are we representing the interests of the president. We are simply representing the people." I am curious how this goes, because they're talking about powering Bitcoin mining with a freaking volcano. I can't remember if I talked about that on the channel or not, but they even have these nice little graphics of a facility they could build to harness power from a volcano, and then they would use that power to cleanly mine Bitcoin. Okay, cool. Or you could just use any other cryptocurrency that doesn't have such ridiculous energy requirements. I mean, that's another option too. You do you. Which leads us to this. No Cardano and XRP. El Salvador won't adopt any altcoin as legal tender. Wah, wah. During a hotly anticipated interview with Bitcoin proponent and denim aficionado Peter McCormick. You gotta love that. If you guys don't know who Peter McCormick is, he's just a pro Bitcoin guy, and like he actually kind of mentioned this. I saw a picture. He met with President John. And he was wearing jeans and a Metallica t-shirt. I kid you not. I seen it with my eyes. I seen it with my very own eyes. I kid you not. Denim jeans and a Metallica t-shirt. That's how he met the president of this country. What in the ever-loving hell is going on here? I don't know. I loved it, though. I got a kick out of it. Awesome stuff here. But no, Peter McCormick, he does come off, he's a Bitcoin maxi, but he does come off as like a nice dude. Like, as far as the Bitcoin maxis go on Twitter and in social media, he seems all right. You know, I don't like the maximalism of any coin, but he seems okay in my book. But anyway, a lot of denim and Metallica going on there. Anyway, so denim aficionado Peter McCormick, El Salvador President John, confirmed that the tropical nation had no plans to adopt any alternative cryptocurrency as legal tender. Now, President John explains that having two official currencies, which would be Bitcoin and the United States dollar, is already hard enough. And here's a quote. "It will be impossible to have 10 legal tenders. Having 2 legal tenders is quite a challenge. So for legal tender, it's only going to be Bitcoin and the United States dollar." Now, El Salvador, however, will not ban any altcoins. Moreover, President John stressed that other cryptocurrency projects were free to do business in the country. And he said, quote, "We are open for business now." I'll tell you what, I'd love to hear that sentence from the president of my country. I would love to see. I'm in the United States, mind you. I would love to see that. I don't know if we're going to, but whatever. Things can't get worse than they were under that asshat Clayton, right? Oh, maybe I should. Am I jinxing us? I'm sorry, guys. I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Nambo.